All right, time's now 5:13. Let's get over to Peyton.
Yeah, Lee, long gone, but the Northeast still dealing with disturbed weather. They've actually got another low pressure developing. It's going to bring them some wind, or rain rather, over the next day or so. And it is tied to a cool front that brought us some really nice weather. You can see that cool front is now well off of our coast. And while we certainly didn't cool down after it, at least in the afternoon, it did bring in the dry air, so it does feel really nice as you step out the door this morning. In fact, we are getting close to the upper 50s in a few spots. I mean, that's almost where you're getting a chill in the air. That's going to be up into Washington Parish, Bogalusa checking in at 61, Macomb 61 as well. We're down to 63 in Picayune. Look at Slidell, Mandeville, and Hammond down I-12 there, ringing in at 64. And then you get south of the lake and where it's back to reality, and we're in the low 80s and upper 70s in the city. But we do have some 60s down here in the western parts of our area. Lafourche Parish and the river parishes from St. James to St. Charles checking in the 60s too. Here's where we're headed today, and while it is great this morning, it's going to be a hot day. We'll get up to around 90 to 91. I am expecting quite a bit of sunshine, and the good news is with the low humidity, the 90 is going to feel like 90. There's not going to be any heat index today, so that's a great way to end the last 5 days of summer. Now, summer does technically start, or rather end, Friday night. Saturday morning after the 2 a.m. hours when the fall equinox is, and we will officially be in the fall months. Now, it's certainly not going to feel like it across a big part of the country. Look at the 80s all the way up into North Dakota. So in order for us to get cold air, we need cool air building up here, and there's just nothing building there. The cooler air is up here towards the Northeast, where it's still not cold, but it's chillier in the 70s and 60s later today, mostly associated with that rain. Now, while we are going to be warm, our humidity is going to stay on the low side, so it's going to feel at least quite nice the next couple of days. I do think our humidity is going to go back up around Thursday, so I'm going to give you today, tomorrow, and Wednesday of it feeling a lot nicer across the area. It'll be warm, but okay, and then you could see humidity trying to ramp back up Thursday. Temperatures are going to stay above average for the rest of this week. 91 today and tomorrow, about 90 Wednesday, and then the upper 80s to low 90s heading into the upcoming weekend. So fall on Saturday will be just slightly above average at 89. And September is mostly summer. I mean, most of the month is still technically summer. Our average high does drop off through the month from 90 on September 1st to 85 on September 30th. But it just goes to show you, September is not really the month where we're expecting the big cold fronts. Now, October is typically when we start to see the bigger cold fronts. And last October, we actually had some mornings in the 30s and 40s. So you can get some pretty healthy cold fronts for October. There's none on the horizon, but I'm optimistic that we will start to cool down and actually get those cool temperatures next month. So maybe in the next 2 to 3 weeks, we'll start to see some changes. We'll see. Rain chances not very high this week. We may see a shower or two Thursday and Friday, but there's no big rain chances. And it's a reminder, and I'm going to remind you this every day, we are still in a drought and we still have our burn ban. So no burning, fires can still start pretty easily. We're also still in the heart of hurricane season. Things still active. Lee is long gone, but replacing it now, Nigel is a hurricane as of this morning. It is a Cat 1, expected to become our next major hurricane. We've had several already this season, and it has been a very active season. Fortunately, the Gulf has been nice and quiet, at least our part of the Gulf. And you can see two other features being highlighted. This one, a long ways out, plenty of time to watch it. And this one, not going to be an issue for the Gulf, but the East Coast keeping an eye on it from Georgia and especially up into the Carolinas here. This could become low pressure by this weekend and maybe bring some rain. It would probably be more subtropical, but regardless, it's a low pressure. So the next couple days, that stalled front is going to situate itself down here. We'll have persistent showers and storms firing up each day. Eventually, that will help low pressure develop, especially if it happens over the waters and that warm Gulf Stream in here. So that's typically what helps this strengthen. And you can see low pressure developing by Friday and into Saturday and Sunday, trying to lift up to the north here towards the Carolinas with some rain. No local impacts to southeast Louisiana, so we don't really have any problems for us in the tropics. And by the way, we have been checking off the names quite fast. We've checked off Nigel, and then we've got Ophelia, Philippe, and Rena are the next three names on the list. So wouldn't be surprised if we have Ophelia or Philippe coming in the next week or so, but no threats to us for now. So our 7-day forecast taking us all the way into the end of summer. Friday is the last day of summer. We should pop champagne on Friday on the morning show and celebrate it, because good riddance, but unfortunately it's not going to feel much better as we go into Saturday. We'll still be about 89, but the humidity's lower, so there is something, I guess. Your marine forecast, no major issues. You might see an isolated shower each day out in the Gulf, but not expecting any big storm chances. And your tides running highest right now. Your low tides will happen later on this afternoon, and you can see the Mississippi River still sitting pretty low, not expected to climb anytime soon.